It's actually Sunday, raining day in the mountains. Hi everybody. Happy Sunday. Hi. Okay, y'all are the best. Hi. Okay, so if I don't get to all the questions, you made it. Woohoo! I'm sorry. I apologize in advance if I don't get to all the questions. It's so gloomy. What the heck? It's like raining as we speak. Raining. Hi, Janie. Okay, so I have to say it. Now that y'all don't know this, I am not trained in addiction. I am not trained. Oh, Finland. How cool. I am not trained in addiction or mental health things. I have them both. So, I mean, there's something to be said for having lived my entire life with hi, Portugal, with mental health issues my entire life. And I'm an alcoholic. So, and I've been sober for almost 12 years. So I am not trained. So what I am sharing, Happy Mary, hi. I'm just sharing what, like, just know that this is not professional help, y'all. It's just what I can tell you has helped me. I am happy because hi, Netherlands, hi, Mississippi. Skylar and I, how not always feel the shame you put on yourself or the hurt you cause your family. Oh, that's hard. I don't know that you ever. Hi, Rebecca. You're gorgeous. I love you. Okay, let me just say one thing, Skylar. Really, I would have never shared my story probably openly. Love you, Becca. But Skylar is the one that was like, Mom, you should be proud of yourself. Like, this is a big, he always says, this is a big freaking deal. So you should be proud of yourself. You should share your story. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I'll share it. But it's really because of Skylar that I was ever able, you really are sweet. Saudi Arabia, love you too. That I was really ever able to kind of come to grips with sharing it. And anyway, so I share a lot, and that was Skylar, just like the joy of it. So like he is always like so proud, which that truly I can say as far as the like shame thing. I was all about the shame. I was wallowed around in it. And I've told y'all before, I feel like I was, one thing I know is how effing hard it is to stay sober. And so I really am proud of myself because our children save us. I mean, he saves me on the regular today. I mean, he's saving me every freaking day. Sorry. Sorry. But I had not fully let go of the shame because I've told y'all when we moved to Richmond, I was like, yay. I mean, it wasn't like I was secretive about it in Florida, mostly because I was in my freaking hometown and everybody knew. So whether I wanted people to know or not, everybody knew. So I'm kind of like, well, okay. And I've said before too, y'all are sweet. Y'all are sweet. I am okay sharing. I mean, it is hard to share. I cry every time, but it helps me too. And what I don't trust this freaking disease is dangerous and it is sneaky as shit. And I don't know that I'll ever really trust myself. Hey, Malone, love you. So having people around me know that I can't drink is really important because just in case for a minute I go down whatever aisle in Publix, the fact that I don't know the aisle anymore is actually pretty incredible. Because anyway, y'all are sweet. Cunning, baffling, powerful. This disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful, and it is. And so having people around me know that I'm not supposed to drink is a good thing for me. I feel like it protects me. I do everything I can to protect myself from myself because I am truly my worst enemy. It is. I am it's exhausting because you have to watch your back the whole time. I am constantly not trusting myself. I mean, I even now, like, you see this stupid freaking commercials, and it's like, look how cute they are on the dock watching the sunset with this glass of wine. I was cute like that, but I forget that then I peed in the bed that night. And that's a true story. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's like not really funny. So, like, I don't remember, you know, the stuff I did blackout drunk. It's easy to like romanticize it. I'm not ignoring the question about my husband. I can only deal with certain amount of things at a time. So he's doing okay. He's has Parkinson's disease. He is going downhill. If you look up Parkinson's disease online, he is in probably what's considered stage 3 to stage 4. So if that helps you know where we are. But I'm not really going to talk about that right now, just because it's a lot of heavy things, all the things, and it makes me sad. So, sobriety today, husband questions another day. Exactly. Not that we won't face it. I just have to compartmentalize all the chic. Okay. So, one thing I will say that is something that you should do before you get backed in a corner, is find the thing, whatever the thing is. And I'm sorry if I repeat myself, because I know that I do, but I've told y'all before, I have this distinct visual of when Skylar came to see me. I think it was the second time at rehab. I mean, this is the stuff that's so hard for me to talk about. I don't think it'll ever not be hard. All right, hold on. And there was like this courtyard that we would go. Of course, it's all fenced in, walled in, like, and it was Easter. And so my mom and dad and John and Skylar came, and we hid Easter eggs in this walled in courtyard. And Skylar, little blonde head, was like picking all the Easter eggs. And I was like, this can never happen again. His little blonde head. And he was like so happy to be there, but I just thought, okay, I can either collapse in on myself for this, or I can build on it. And I'm sorry, y'all know I'm gonna cry. You know, I can't do this without crying, but it's because I love y'all and I hope it helps. It's how I can, like, justify that pain that I caused him and caused me and caused my family. And so I guess that is partly how I deal with the guilt and of that. But anyway, I remember sitting in that courtyard being like, okay, you feel like the only way you can deal with this is to, like, probably drink a whole bottle of vodka. And you can't do that. So it's okay that this year that baby is hunting for Easter eggs in this fenced in fucking courtyard with chain link fence around it. But it's not going to happen again. And that's how you move forward. Like, you remember this moment right now, and you put it right next to your heart. And that is where you go every time you think you want to buy a bottle of Chardonnay at Publix. I didn't only buy stuff at Publix. Oh, you passed my phone as a tissue. So, I mean, listen, I'll buy box wine at 7-Eleven. I'll drive through and buy tequila in the drive through. So I was not a snob at all. 16 years sober, right? You still don't forget rock bottom. Oh, bless. Okay. So I'm just telling you, I keep that picture of Skylar in my head, because that kid did not deserve that. He probably doesn't even remember it like I do. I mean, he might now, because I think he knows that that's a thing for me. But I just seriously was like, you're never going to forget this, because we're not doing this again. And the only way to fix this is to build up from it. And Skylar will never be behind a chain link fence looking for Easter eggs. We're not doing this again, ever. And so that, even now, I'll be like, you know what? I could probably just have a glass of wine. I don't think I would fall back down that slippery slope. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. It would be dark and ugly in a hot minute. In a minute. So, like I tell you, I won't survive it because I know how crazy I am. And I know that the guilt will eat me alive and I won't survive it. And Skylar doesn't deserve it. So that's how I keep that really close, really close. I also missed my niece's second birthday, my niece Ava Jane, and I was like, same thing. Okay, you can collapse in on yourself, or you can make really fantastic Barbie cakes from now until she's married, which is really what I still do. So I just decided those are the things. Like, remember that you weren't at Ava's second birthday party. And I've never missed another birthday because I'm like, hellfire, I'm going to be at that girl's birthday party because I missed the one. Okay, I was in the facility for, I think it was 6 weeks. I had the family intervention. I stayed for about 4 days in the mental hospital close by till they love you, Malin. Love you guys. We can never safely drink. I mean, never. There is no safe thing in alcohol for me. There is no safety. It'll be done. So it is sweet because Skylar is so good. And what I was going to tell you, now I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I was answering a question about that. Okay. About 4 days, I think, in the mental hospital. Then I went to Gainesville, Florida, which is where University of Florida. It was about an hour and a half from my hometown. Shands Hospital is the University of Florida hospital, and they have Diet Coke over alcohol. Don't worry, Diet Coke and lipstick. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. They don't have rehab for lipstick. It can't be bad. They probably do. They? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. So then I was in that place in Gainesville, an hour and a half from my hometown for like 6 weeks. I think it was about 6 weeks. And if anyone, like, I hope eventually to be able to to raise money to be able to help people pay for, and how, what's it called when you go away to care? Inpatient care. Because, I think it's really important. At least for me, like, part of what was so good is, like, I had crap I had to deal with. I had stuff I had not dealt with, like, emotionally and mentally. And so, like, those 6 weeks, literally, like, my only job there, and it was a blessing that I was able to go. My only job there was to get better. And I mean, it was a lot of freaking work. Your husband's sober over tears, and every day I worry he'll relapse. I think John still worries. He doesn't admit it, but I don't think he'll ever not worry. I don't think he'll ever not worry. I only went to rehab the one time, and it was 6 weeks. I mean, literally, your job there is to get freaking well. You have to talk about stuff. You have to write stuff out. I've never read those journals. I don't even want to. I don't think it would be good. I just don't have any desire to see what I wrote. But a lot of it is just talking about the things you did that you feel regret for and feel bad about, and kind of getting that shame stuff out. And it was meditation stuff and, tools for just coping with stress. Because, and I've said this to you before too, almost harder than not drinking is, almost harder than not drinking is not getting myself backed into a corner where I feel like the only way I can cope is drinking. So that is hard. That's really hard because I have a hard time saying no. I take on too much. I'm a perfectionist. I'm really self-critical. I know all these things about myself. So my entire life was patterned that way. Oh, I'm sorry. My whole life was patterned that way. So even now I'm like, oh, you have to say no. You have to say no to that committee and know not only like, because my promise, oh, I'll not only be on the committee, let me run the committee. You know what? Let me be the committee. Oh, and it was good last year. Just wait. Cause y'all ain't seen how I'm gonna do it with a theme. Just wait. But that is dangerous for me. And I know it seems kind of bleak to talk about it like my life depends on it, but it is the God's honest truth. And it sounds kind of overly dramatic to link me saying no to a committee to not dying and being there for Skylar and hopefully seeing grandkids someday, because I need to be a glammy. That has to happen. Skylar's like, Mom, you know you're going to be a grandma. I mean, is the Pope Catholic? We already knew that. Okay, so it is truly where I'm like, okay, you know what? It's not a big deal to be on that committee. I mean, this is literally, I'm talking about like just a committee at church where I'm like, sure, I'll do it. And I'm like, okay, do you want to see your grandchildren? Do you still want to be here for your son and your family and your loved ones and your best friend? Yeah, you do. So you're going to actually, so pigs fly. Jane, let's talk about the pigs flying later. Okay, I have some bad news for you about the pigs. Okay, I'm not even reading all the questions that y'all sent me. I'm just rambling. Okay, but I love you. Okay, let's read this. Well, I kind of just answered this one, so let's do another one. And again, let me say one other thing. Everyone is different. Like, grandkids need to take over the Netflix legacy. Exactly. So I'm trying to read these and answer and still be helpful. Okay. So I'm not ignoring y'all. I'll try and watch these back and respond to you personally if I can. Okay. Hi, North Carolina sober sister. Whoop, whoop. 9 years, girl. Okay. So wait, what was I just saying? I was just saying that I'm not sure that I'm answering some of these appropriately because these are hard questions. And also, like even in my own recovery, especially early in my recovery, I'd be like, this is going to work. This particular thing I'm doing is working. The next day I'd be like, that shit doesn't work and I'm so mad or whatever. And like some of you ask about how to deal with like your loved ones. And the crazy thing is that's a hard answer because like poor John, there would be days where like whatever he would say or do, I'd be like, babe, you're so right. I'm so blessed to have you in my recovery. And then other days I'm like, you mother scrubber. If you ever say that again, I swear I will burn this freaking house down. Okay. So the main reason I'm answering it that way for y'all is to say we need Jake. I don't know how to answer how to deal with your loved ones because recovery is freaking crazy. And I was like a bipolar person in it because I was so angry, like coming home. I've told you this before, I cannot tell you how many times Sean would be like, I'll pick the best your favorite restaurant, we're gonna go. And I mean, we would go, I would be angry getting ready, and I'm trying to be like, okay, you're being crazy, be grateful you have a sweet husband, trying to take you on a date, trying to do deep breathing, but I was so angry that we were gonna go to this fun restaurant and I couldn't drink. Like, why do people even eat out if you can't drink? I'm not kidding. This is a legit question. Anyone? Bueller? So I'd be like, God, please help me not be ugly. And I promise, I cannot tell you how many times we would go sit down at the restaurant and I would be almost like foaming at the mouth, like coming out of my skin. I couldn't sit. And I'm like, I'm out. Bye. And like, he would order the food, leave cash on the table, and we'd leave or take takeout. I mean, I could not pull myself together to even go out to eat in a restaurant. And that was for a long time. And I kept thinking, okay, one of these days I'm going to be, now I can. I still get a little angry. I mean, I still have anger issues about it. Hi, Janelle. I mean, I'm pissed about it. I am. I wish I could be normal. I wish I could have, how long did that last? God, I don't know. It felt like forever. And I mean, certainly probably 2 to 3 years. I couldn't, And I mean, it's like, do you go watch a football game? Who the F watches football and doesn't have a Bloody Mary and beer? Why is there even football then? Asking for a friend. I mean, seriously, everything we did, it's like, okay, like nothing's fun. Literally nothing's fun. I mean, I didn't go get my toenails painted where I only went to places that had wine. I'm like, who gets their effing petty without a glass of wine? This is stupid. I don't even want my nails done. I can't even get my nails done. So it has taken me a while. I mean, I still have anger issues with that. And I mean, I know on the regular, like girlfriends that get together for like, you know, taco night, which really means margarita night. But I mean, that's all it was for me. It's so good to have an exit plan. I mean, I kept an exit plan. I mean, I hardly got in the door before I turned. You know, Janelle, you know. I mean, I'm out. Bye. So poor John, I cannot even tell you how many dollar bills he left on dining tables that we left. I'm like, F it. I hate this restaurant. I don't know why you drag me out in public. So we stayed home a lot. We stayed home a lot. And actually, I still do. And I know how many times all my girlfriends get together and I'm like not invited, which is fine because it was both of us, Janelle. We have lots of stories of fine moments. But I mean, it's not, I don't know. So here's the deal. This is what I go back to. Okay, first of all, just so you know, you can eat sushi without drinking sake. Mind blowing. You can't eat at a nice restaurant and not have 4 cocktails, just saying, and a bottle of wine. And see, the way I figure it with Natty Economics, and you're welcome in advance for what I'm about to tell you. If you add up how much you would spend on alcohol and then you repurpose that on mascara, you end up making money. You know what I'm saying? You can buy a lot of good jeans face cream for what I used to spend on boxes of wine. Y'all. So, I did not mention winning, right? Okay, so it was a couple years of that. And I still don't really go to places. I say no to a lot of stuff because here's the other thing. A lot of my drinking stemmed from social anxiety. Well, I saved so much money. I still have social anxiety. I'm still crazy. I mean, sober means unlimited makeup budget. Duh. So I'm still crazy. I still get social anxiety. I still have like mild panic attacks when I go do almost anything. It's kind of sad. And I feel like, I will say, I think as I've gotten older, I've become more introverted. I'm okay with that. It's actually good that I have Instagram, or I probably would literally be sober friends or lifesavers. Exactly. So, okay, speaking of that, because that was one of the questions is, what can you do? So my best friend, Sarah, who is like major lifeline and has been for a bazillion years, I don't think I've ever seen her drink alcohol. And like, she loves wine. I know she loves wine. And I know she and her hubby drink wine because she's normal about it. She will not freaking have a glass of wine with me there. Like, and we go to things together. I mean, she's like the only person I do things with. And she just is like, I just don't want to, which of course, as an alcoholic, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, I love you, but I can't say I would not have had a glass of wine because I'm crazy. When she's like, I just don't want to. I'm always like, would you get a freaking glass of wine with dinner? It's crazy. And she's like, okay. And then you're like, okay, I don't want one. But I will say, it shows how much she loves me. She's like the best. And she's the one that is like, texts me once a week, keep swimming. And I'm always like, okay, how did she know I was drowning today? Because might have drowned today if she hadn't texted me that. But anyway, she is an amazing friend. But I will say, I've said this before about feeling so isolated that's part of the social anxiety thing where I'm like, everybody here is drinking except for me. I'm the only person not drinking. I'm by myself everybody else, it just feels alone. Even though you're not, you feel very swim natty swim. I know, she'll literally send me a mermaid emoji and I'm like, okay, I'm good. We're good. So anyway, what was I just saying? Oh, that you just feel really alone, but it is amazing how you can be in a room of 50,000 people, and if you know one other person isn't drinking, hi Netherlands, it's amazing how you feel like, okay, that person kind of has my back and they get me. And I mean, the reality is, I've said this before too, and I do have y'all with me always, and I know that God set that up. Oh, okay. And what you're about to say, Joanna, so many entrepreneurs don't touch it. When he and I first met, and he had that company of like 450 employees and was just killing it. Like, he never drank. And he was like, I remember him saying like, I never drank. Like, the reason I never drank is it's a power move. Like, I don't want to be the CEO who's like slurring at dinner. Like, I want to be the sharpest one in the room and it gives you an edge. And I'm like, oh, that's stupid. Because I think I'm really cute and extra funny when I've had a couple cocktails. But the reality is, you're not. Or I wasn't. I mean, I might have been cute for a minute, but it quickly was like downhill. And so I really do feel now like sobriety is my superpower. And I really, really do believe that. I mean, I'm mostly by the end of the night at work functions and things, I always am like, I am so glad I'm sober. And like, I feel like I have an edge. I feel like I have an edge here, because I'm not slurring. I didn't miss anything. I will remember everything. And I don't want to, I'm not saying this in a passing judgment kind of way, except also I am, because I don't know how to say it without saying like I'm passing judgment. But since I've been sober, I've had a couple of different times when I'm in situations where like the CEO of a company, I have an encounter with them and they've had too much to drink. And I'm like, shoot, I wish that hadn't happened, because I really respected him and I really respected her. And I don't mean to say that I don't respect him as much, but I don't know, you feel, it's not lost on me, so it is my superpower. I mean, I feel like also my whole life while I was drinking, I would always be like so close to kind of having like a breakthrough or something really good happening. And I would sabotage myself, always self-sabotage. Like so close, but then like so far. Right, Janelle, you're right. People lost respect for us doing it. It's true. I mean, it is true. But I would always be like, gosh, I was so close, but why did that just not work out? Sober sister for a year. Whoop, whoop. You just wait. Y'all just wait. It only gets better. It really only gets better. And doors start to open. And things that like I used to get in my way, where I used to be like, why didn't that work out? Now it's more like, I can't believe that worked out. Listen, life is hard as crap. And like the hardest stuff I've ever been up against, self-care instead of self-sabotage for 2020. Yes, please. The hardest things I've been through have happened since I've been in recovery. And so it's not like life gets easy. It's not that it's easier. It's just I have felt like I got out of my own way in a lot of ways. Not all the ways. Y'all know that. Yeah, it is it's funny how when you're sober and then people that are drinking too much. Well, also it scares me. Hi, Brad. Like my favorite Instagram account right here. Oh, you're sweet. Back at ya. Like I can't remember. What was I just saying? Sober is sexy, right? But anyway, so I'm not saying that doors actually open, but I think it just helped me get out of my own way. In a lot of ways. I mean, I say that and you people see me hit my head against the wall 15 times a day. So there's that. Okay. Here was another question I had. And some of these are like hard. So in the last couple weeks, and I think probably a lot of it has to do with just the fact that it's the holidays, because the holidays are freaking hard. I've had people, 2 different followers have really close friends who self-care over self-sabotage, right? who have relapsed and died after like must have Diet Coke. Thank you for reminding me. Must have Diet Coke with lipstick. All right, hold on. Who have relapsed and died. Okay, like since November. And I don't, so the question has been how to, wait, let me just read it because I can't remember how they phrased it. Is there, like, oh, how do you just not get yourself into a downward spiral when you find out about people relapsing? Okay, so that's a great question because when I tell you, I don't think that I will ever get to a point in my life when like you hear about a celebrity person, because nobody talks about the sober celebrities much because they're out there. Rob Lowe. No, I'm drawing a blank on them. They're a whole bunch and I can't think of any of them. But anyway, so you mainly hear about the ones that relapse. And I can tell you, I can just be driving down the road and it comes on the radio and I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to pull my car over because I'm about to start crying because it's terrifying. Bradley Cooper. How did I forget Bradley Cooper? Oh my God, thank you. Whoa, it's hot. Just kidding, sort of. Okay, but it's hot, but it's not because of Bradley Cooper. I think it's just hot in here. Jamie Lee Curtis, thank you. I swear I've shared all these. Brad Pitt. Is Brad? Yeah, he is. Robert Downey Jr. Thank you, guys. See, this is why we need a team. Marky Mark. Oh, Eminem. Jason Bateman. What? I've still got a crush on him from middle school. Oh, which reminds me, if you've not seen Ozark, you must see Ozark. Lindsay Lohan. See? Okay, so never mind what I said. Shania Twain. There are lots of celebrities in recovery. But what you tend to hear announced over social media is somebody's relapsed. And when I tell you I am leveled every freaking time, and I'm leveled because it just scares the crap out of me because Elton John, Charlie Sheen, look at me. Look at y'all proving me wrong. Wait, are we talking about Jason Bateman? We're not. Or we stay on. Yes, there's a third series for Ozark. If you have not seen it, y'all got to watch that. That's good stuff. Okay. I can't remember what we were talking about. We got all sidetracked. Okay, here's one. Ugh, these are hard. Okay. My daughter has been in town for a few days to celebrate Christmas, and she hasn't been a day without a glass to 3. Brad, are you still here? Because I think you might have some insight on these. Natalie Portman, really? Okay. She hasn't been a day without a glass to 3 glasses of wine. Is daily drinking a sign of trouble? Is there any way to talk about it with her in a non-judgmental way to express my concern? Is daily consumption a warning sign, even though she doesn't seem to actually get drunk? So, right, that's right, Rebecca. Okay, so, I feel like that's a hard question. My gut instinct answer is probably, one thing I would say is when alcohol or addiction is a problem, it doesn't take long before it starts showing up in other parts of your life, like your marriage, like your relationship with your friends, like your job. Not always, because there are plenty of highly functioning alcoholics. I thought I was one. Okay, more than 2 drinks a week is a sign of alcoholism. So, it's hard to say because I think people all can manage things differently. For me, that is a little bit of an alarming thing. And I feel like I don't know how to tell you to answer it how to address it, but I can tell you, I would say if somebody has a problem and you kindly, lovingly approach them about it, their reaction would tell you a lot. Because I feel like when I was drinking, if you had mentioned that to me, I'd probably punch you in the face. People who don't have a problem, like my best friend, would just say, oh, you know what? You're right. I probably am having too much. So in a way, talking about it probably is an important thing. Also, just as a mama, I know if you're feeling some concern, I just think mamas have like an internal compass. And I always have felt like with Skylar stuff, if I feel like something's wrong, I feel like that's God's way of telling me, I don't care what other people say. Like, I'm the mama. There's a reason in my gut something doesn't feel right. So I'm going to trust that. And I'm going to stop trying to, have all this other static around me. I haven't seen mom. Is mom good? A mom and a daughter in recovery. Oh, well, I have not seen that. I need to see that. But I would say, just as a mama, if you are asking those questions, you might already know the answer. And I hate that. But I'm sorry, but I think that that's probably true. Okay, I'm going to watch mom. Okay, so do you know what I'm saying about that? Like, and I mean, as a mama, and I was a single mom, so I oftentimes would be like, I don't have anybody to bounce this off of. But I just got to where I was like, you know what? I know how much I love that kid. And if I don't feel right about it, I'm not going to apologize for it. There he goes. He's so cute. He's going for a run. He's so cute. Okay. Wait. What was I talking about? Okay, I'm dying to see mom now. But I just got to the point where I was like, I don't know who to bounce this off of. All I know is I don't feel right about it. And I'm not going to apologize for it. And I'm not going to explain myself for it. I'm a smother mother. That's your answer. So I would say, as a mama, trust your instincts on that. And I also can say, as a mama, I wouldn't be able to sleep without saying something. So he's 7 feet tall, cute. He's so cute. He hit his head at church. Bless. Oh my God. Bonnie Raitt. Oh, I love her. Y'all are giving me life. Now I feel like I had all these people I was missing that are fantastic. Okay, y'all, this one's hard. I don't know how to deal with this one. How to behave around someone who relapsed and was drunk at Christmas dinner. I'm in knots inside and out. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I feel, I shared that TED Talk that somebody sent to me this week, the guy that was talking about addiction and that rat park and creating a loving environment and the gist of that TED Talk was the opposite of addiction is not recovery. The opposite of addiction is community. Well, I loved that. And I loved that I think it was Portugal. I mean, can I even remember my own information that I share with you guys? Not really. The gist. I'm all about the gist. We get the gist. And that TED Talk to me was really, really, really insightful and kind of hopeful. And I love insight and hope. So I'm all about that. But I got 2 different messages about that TED Talk. Because basically what it was saying is addicts, this was a study they had done in Portugal where they took the money that they were spending on incarcerating addicts and punishing the bad behavior and repurposed that and used that same amount of money towards, thank you Portugal, towards getting those people like loans for small businesses and connecting them with their community. And that really 50% of their overdose rate went down by 50% or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. And so I got a message from somebody who grew up in Portugal that said that everybody growing up had to watch that TED Talk in school, and that since then there have been some studies. Oprah Winfrey? Shut the front door. Lord have mercy. Is there anything that woman hadn't done? Bless her heart. That since that study was done, that the statistics weren't quite as powerful towards his argument. Okay, so there's that. And then another message I got yesterday was from somebody who has, I think, alcoholic parents and has had years in Al-Anon, which Al-Anon is for family members and loved ones of people who have loved ones that are addicts and alcoholics. And sort of the gist of Al-Anon is you have to sort of separate yourself so that because addiction is effing crazy, and it is hard to love an addict and not kind of get sucked in and sucked down. And you have to sort of forgive yourself and separate from it more, as opposed to, oh, sorry, but Oprah loves tequila. She's not sober. I love tequila too. I really love tequila. Oprah was drinking wine at Gail's party. Gail doesn't drink. Okay, well, now we know. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, but what the guy on the TED Talk was saying is that, like, loving, making sure that the addict knows that they're loved and all that good stuff. And the person that was saying they've been Al-Anon said they didn't appreciate that, put the responsibility back on the loved ones. And that it makes you feel as a loved one like, well, if I just loved them more, because that's not a thing. And I mean, when John first started talking to me, we were married in December and I was in rehab in February. So like I said, we had a real quick honeymoon, a very quick honeymoon period. And then I was shipped off, but, okay. So we know that's good. So Oprah's but Oprah's normal about it. So we're fine. Oprah can do no wrong. Now we know she's fine. It's all good. Okay. Fact checking. I hate fact checking. Okay, wait, what was I just saying? Now I forgot. Shoot. I totally forgot it. Oh, but that it puts the responsibility on the loved ones that, like, if I just love that person more. And I remember when John and I were first married, before I went to rehab, that one time for a month, that I don't remember. And that he had to change the sheets because I wet the bed half the time. What a freaking lucky guy. Luckiest guy ever. He would say, Natalie, if you love Skylar, you'll stop drinking. And I'm like, I will cut you. And I'm not kidding. About when he stole my fish. See, I'm not over it. I'm getting hot. On my honeymoon, he took the fish. My fish. It's hung in his office. It's not okay. Now I'm getting upset. I cannot get over that fish, y'all. What do we do? Okay. We all know. That's the main thing. We know. You know, and I know. One of those days, that fish is gonna be in my office. Whatever. Okay. He would say, if you love Skylar, you'll quit drinking. But think about the ring. He did give me a cute ring. I do like the ring. Okay, that helps. I feel a little better. And he changed the beds. I'm still pissed about the fish, though. Okay, hold on. Wait, y'all get me all crazy. What were we talking about? Oh, he said, you're going to lose Skylar. And I'm like, I will effing punch you in the face if you equate my amount of love to my son with the fact that I'm having a glass of wine. I will cut you. And in retrospect, it's like, that seems like the obvious thing. If you love your kid and you know you run a risk of losing your kid if you keep drinking, why would you keep drinking if you really love your kid? But I cannot explain how there is a true disconnect between I'm like, this has nothing to do with my love for Skylar. Pour me an effing glass of wine and get out of my way, because I love my kid and don't think you can march up in here and say that there's any kind of lack of love for my kid because I need a glass of wine. I don't even know I married you, and now you stole my fish. Like I said, the luckiest guy in the world. What are y'all talking about? Sober bars. What? I'm going to go to a sober bar. Do they have junk food? I hope. What is there? Do they have Diet Coke? What do you have at a sober bar? I don't know if I can go to a sober bar. I feel like I shouldn't go to a sober bar. I already feel kind of annoyed about it. I don't think I'm going to go to a sober bar. I'm trying to think about it, and I don't think so. I mean, I think it's a cute idea, but I feel like I might get pissed off that I can't have vodka. So I don't think I'm going to go. I feel like it would trigger something. Me too. I feel like let's not and say we did. Okay, so here, you're asking about AA meetings. So all non-alcoholic cocktails, see, that's going to just piss me off. It's sort of like the fish. I don't want to go to a bar and you don't have vodka, and I don't want to pretend that fish isn't mine. Mascara bars, now that I'll do. wait, what the hell? Oh, AA meetings. Okay. So I really don't go to AA meetings. Chic happens sober bar. Oh no, there's gonna have to be a lot of snacks. Yeah, let's not go to the bars. The fish on our honeymoon, my husband and I freaking love to fish. We went on a deep sea fishing thing and I hooked a fish and then he was like, here, I'll help. And then he brought the fish in and then it was his fish and now it's like hanging in his office and we never caught another fish that day. And I'm really clearly never gotten over it. I tell about it in a podcast. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. Whatever. It's on Patreon. What's that one on? I'll share it in my stories. I think maybe honeymoons are hard. It's like a problem. I'm not over it. Okay. A beauty bar. That I can do. Okay, honeymoons are hard. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, so, what the heck okay, so I don't go to AA meetings. I will go to, it's not that thank you, honeymoons are hard. See, it takes a village. I mean, other than that, I don't have any major resentments, but that one's the problem. Okay, let's not talk about it anymore. So, blow dry bar, yes please. So I do not really regularly go to AA meetings. I'm happy to go to AA meetings and like if somebody asks if I'll go to an AA meeting. Now, I will tell you, when Skylar's best friend Tyler drowned on vacation with us, Lover Bar, it was hard and grief is scary. And actually even just I had never listened to that podcast. The tragedy is hard. It was really hard to listen to that. I mean, that was really hard and it brought a lot of that stuff back. And I'm even yesterday and today when I was running, I was like, okay, you're going to have to put this down. You're not going to go to the dark place with this because it's a lot. And I was scared because grief is the boss. Who was watching Tyler when he drowned? My dad and Skylar and Tyler. But it wasn't it wasn't because people were watching or not watching. It was an accident. But my dad was swimming. Skylar, my dad, and Tyler were swimming in the ocean and he drowned. But anyway, grief is a lot. And I had never experienced grief like that. I think grief with the layer of the guilt and the pain of watching Skylar, it was a lot. So anyway, I didn't know what to do with myself. And I looked online for grief. I was like grief and recovery, sober and grieve, grieving and sober. And I really couldn't find anything to hold on to. And I was scared. And the thing about grief is like, I would be fine. And then I would be in like pumping gas and literally have to put the gas thing back and just pull away. I just would fall apart. And it would hit me out of nowhere. So I could write a book. It's a lot. Okay. Tyler's mom is great. She is so funny and we're good friends. Like we just did some stuff over Christmas. So wait, what were we talking about? I can't remember. But the grief thing was scary. And so I didn't know what to do with myself. And so what gives me strength? Skylar. I feel like Skylar deserves a sober mom and Sarah deserves a sober best friend and my parents deserve a sober daughter. And that's where I was initially in recovery. But I can honestly say now, I deserve a sober me too. And so it took me a long time to get there because I did not think that I deserved a sober me for a really long time. But I have gotten to the point where I believe that I'm worth staying sober for. So, and I guess I feel say it again. I feel some responsibility too in sharing my story that like, I want to stay sober for other people. Hi. He's so cute. He's so cute. I want to stay sober for other people to see people are staying sober too, you know? So anyway, it took me a really long time to get there, but it's not just now for Skylar. It is still always for Skylar, but it is also because I feel like I deserve the sober me too. Um, y'all are sweet. Y'all are sweet. We have to be accountable. And I need you guys. And I mean, I think God knew that I would need you guys. And I do believe and I mean, everybody's higher power is something different. And I take my faith very seriously. And I believe that God did not mean for my life to end that way. I just believe that that was not what God meant for me. And so I think having some kind of higher power, feeling like something bigger than you, because recovery is so freaking hard. And I've had so many times where I'm like, I can't do this by myself. There's got to be something bigger that can help me. And I feel like I've leaned on God for that, where I'm like, literally, when I say Jesus, take the wheel, I'm not kidding. Where I'm like, okay, I can't. So God, this is all you. If you're going to carry me through it, I'm here. I'm just going to show up and that's all I'm going to do. And you're going to carry me through it. And I still spend a fair amount of days that way. You're so cute. Y'all are so sweet. I freaking love you guys. I'm sorry if I'm missing some of these comments, but I do give myself some credit too. I do. I'm proud of myself. I mean, let me tell you something. It's hard and it's still hard. And the only person that knows how hard it's been is me. For me, the only human who really knows what it's like to fight through for your recovery. I mean, it is a fight. It is a fight. And I believe people in recovery are fucking warriors. Excuse my French, but warriors, capital W, capital F, capital W. You are a warrior because you are battling and you're fighting for your life. And that's really what it comes down to. So I am proud of myself because I know I've had to look myself in the mirror and fight. And I mean, it does, you get stronger and then you're like, oh my God, did I make it? Did I wake up this morning and I'm sober even though I thought I was going to die yesterday? I made it. And you do it enough times and then you really start to feel like a warrior. And now I just say I'm a warrior because I like it. No matter what you say, you're the strongest person I know. Jane, I love you. That's because you're my kickstand, girl. Hanging on by a thread. And I know what that feels like. I really do. And, oh, your husband's lost in grief and addiction. Grief is a bunch of junk is what grief is. So I hope, as always, this is helpful to somebody somehow, some way. I love you guys. Y'all have no idea how collectively you give me strength and how individually you give me strength. If you have questions, I'm sorry that I didn't probably touch on everything because, I get like a ping pong ball and start bouncing around. But if I did not specifically address something, send me an Instagram message. Even better is Al-Anon is great for supporters of alcoholics in recovery, which that's amen. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Alcoholics, AA meetings and Al-Anon are everywhere, even on the darn cruise ships. So, anyway, I love you guys so much. And if you want, the other way to reach me is info@natalieriddell.com, and that comes directly to me. Okay, so don't hesitate to ask questions or comments or whatever, and I'll help as best as I can. And I love you guys. We're so good. We need a cruise. A cruise is going to happen. Just don't worry. It's going to happen. Y'all, I hope you have a really good Sunday. I'm not sure about a live tomorrow. I'll let you know the next time we do a struggle beauty video. Sky goes back on January 4th. We're here till January 4th, and Skylar's going to fly back from here to college. So I'm not promising anything between now and then, even though I'll go live. But just between now and then, I don't know yet. But after that, we're going to get back on our schedule. And I really miss our Saturday cooking things. And I might go Google makeup dupes, yes. And I might go Google. I feel like we need to make something fancy New Year's something. Okay? Something sparkly. Maybe we put sparklers in something. I mean, that we have to do live. Okay. Love you so much. We're making it. 2020 is going to be magic. Like we said, 2020 is all about self-care. And y'all have a great Sunday. Oh, and there's a new podcast today. Yep. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.